welcome to my channel, whether you're old or new. My name is April and today I have for you a 15-minute Pilates workout that is really going to concentrate on strengthening and mobilising the hip joint while stretching out and lengthening the muscles in our legs. So when you're ready, grab your mat and let's get going. Starting on our backs, feet hip width distance from the glutes, we're going to peel the pelvis up, pushing into the heels, hands flat on the floor, and then gently rolling the pelvis back down and then back into neutral, curling up, squeeze. Now from here you can lift up one heel at a time if you want to and come back down and peeling up. You do have the option here just to keep the feet flat on the floor if you wish. And now just hug the knees in towards the chest, rock from side to side. Feet onto the floor. Feet together, we're going to peel up and the knees go out wide and then squeeze back in together. So out. Now your knees don't have to go out too far. You don't want to lower the glutes or the back down when you do this. As long as you can feel it in the inner thighs and the glutes. Just two more. 2, in, 1, squeeze in nice and slow, roll back down. And now you can just pop the feet together, knees out to stretch out your hips and your inner thighs. Bring the knees back in, and now we're going to walk the feet out nice and wide, arms out like a T position, and both knees need to fall over to the right, and the left hip can come off the floor slightly, and you should feel a really good stretch between the knee and the hip joint here, and over to the left. Back into the middle and over to the right hand side now. And the middle over to the left. And walk the feet back in, hug the right knee in towards the chest. Hands behind the thigh, push the heel up in towards the ceiling. And if you want an extra stretch, you can bring the shoulders off the floor. Encourage that leg to be a little bit straighter. Hug it in, push it up. And lift up. Keep flexing through that heel. Feet come back down. From here we're going to lift the right foot up into a tabletop position. Knee in line with the hip. And from your hip joint, keeping the pelvis still and the left leg still, we're going to draw a small little circle from that hip joint. Keep flexing through your heel. And then go round to the other direction. Circle really doesn't have to be that big. And pop the foot down, let's go to the other side. Keeping that pelvis really still. Here is where we train the pelvis the most. When we start to move our limbs, sometimes our pelvis wants to tuck under slightly. Keep it nice and neutral. And now let's change direction. And gently pop the foot back down. Hugging that right knee in and then extending that up to the floor. We're now going to do a hip circle with our leg nice and straight. So if you find this too much, you can always bend your knee. But again, make sure your pelvis is in neutral. And nice and controlled. And now we're going to point the toe and flex through the heel. We're going to point and flex, point and flex, point, flex, point, flex, and lower the foot down and lift it back up. So push through the heel lower, point the toe and lift, flex, lower, point and lift. So when you're bringing that leg back up, make sure that pelvis is staying nice and neutral. Last one, and hug the knee in. now we're going to the other side. Hug. Lifting that foot up, making sure that pelvis is nice and neutral. Pushing through that heel, tiny circles. And now from here, let's point and flex through that heel. This is really good for ankle mobility, strengthening that ankle joint. And here we go. Let's flex through the heel and lower, point through the toe and lift. Flex, lower, point and lift. There we go, last one. And hug both knees in towards the chest, rock from side to side. And we can pop the feet down, soles of the feet together. Extend the left leg long, bend that right knee, and then just pop your hand on the inside of that knee joint, and then flex through that heel, lengthen your leg, keeping your left glute grounded down. We're going to bend the knee and then just extend out. So keep the left part of your body nice and strong. Really push through the heel. Feel the whole leg working. Bring the foot in and let's switch sides. Hug the left knee in. Right hand down, left hand on the inside of that left knee. And extend it out, bring it back in. And extend and in. Keep grounding through that right hip. And hug both knees in. From here, we're going to pop the right foot down to the floor, hug the left knee in, extend that foot up towards the ceiling, extend the right leg out nice and long, and if you want to, you can pull and pop the foot back down. And now let's go to the right side, push that foot up in towards the ceiling, and if you did on the left side, pull on that leg on the right side. Bend the knee. We're going to come to roll over, knees nice and wide, big toes together, and just stretch forward with the hands. And now from here, pop the right knee on the floor, left foot flat on the floor, sitting up nice and tall. Extend that left foot out. Be careful here not to put too much pressure on the knee joint and lock that knee. Put toes facing up towards the ceiling and feel a good stretch in the back of the hamstring. And now let's switch sides. Up nice and tall. Extend that right leg out nice and long. Bring the feet, knees back together. Extended child's pose, stretch out. From here, we're going to bring the legs round. Feet are hip width apart, pushing through the heels. We're going to lift the arms up in front of us, nodding the chin, sucking the belly button in towards the spine, rounding through, stretching forward with the fingertips. So we feel a really good stretch all the way down the backs of the legs and through the spine. And again, nod and stretching forwards. And restacking. And nod around forwards. Keep pushing through the heels. Really flexing through the feet. Restacking that spine. Now we're going to come to a butterfly position. So soles of the feet together, knees out nice and wide, and the spine is really tall. up and breathing out, pushing through the knees. This helps to stretch from the hip joint, the inner thighs. And from here we're going to sit in our mermaid position, I call it. So bend the left knee and the right knee, and then we're going to slide the right hand away from the body, left arm is nice and long, and we're going to reach back up, going to the other side over to the left. You will be restricted here, it will feel slightly tighter, but you will get a deeper stretch. From here, extend the left leg out, pushing through that heel. We're going to pop the right hand onto the right knee, and then hands out like a T shape. Just going to point and flex through that left heel. So what we want to do is then keep reaching over to the right. Imagine you're trying to get the sole of your foot flat to your mat. Lifting back up, slide the left hand down the leg. And lifting back up. And now we're going to go to the other side. Right leg out, pop that left foot into the inner thigh, and then bend that right knee round, mermaid position. Left hand reaches away from the body, keeping the right knee grounded down. Lifting back up, other side. Right arm extends away, left knee keeps pushing down into the mat. Reaching back up, extend that right leg out. Pointing and flexing through that heel. Getting a lot of mobility in the ankle joint. Left hand down, right arm up. Try and keep that left knee down. Keep flexing and pushing through the heels. And come up. Slide the right hand down that leg. Thumb through the toes if you can. If you can't, just reach as far as you can go. And lift all the way back up. Soles of the feet together. Knees out nice and wide, and if you can, walk your hands away from your body. This is a very intense stretch that really helps to relax every single muscle. And relax, come back up. Toes out as wide as you can. Point and flex through those heels. See if you can walk them a little bit wider. Nod the chin, stretch forwards. And pop the fingertips for an extra deep stretch in the middle of the feet. Trail the hands back up, that spine nice and tall. From here, nod the chin, walk the hands forward once again. Try and enjoy the stretch. And walk the hands back, arms out, breathe in, lifting up. Breathe out, lower the hands, and lift. And lower, and lift, and lower. Last one.
Thank you so much for joining me here on my mat today. I hope you enjoyed that, and I really hope you feel like a nice relaxing feeling in your legs and your mind. Remember, you can do this video once or twice a week. It will really help, especially if you're on your feet all day, or you have a job where you're sitting down a lot, or you're at home. This will really help to really strengthen and lengthen all the muscles in the legs, the hips and the glutes. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon for more Pilates. Have a wonderful day.